I rode my bike here on the sidewalk because the cars move too fast. Drivers' eyes hidden behind tinted glass cannot assure me that they see me as they nudge out into traffic, so I ride carefully and slowly. I rode past the old Big Boy Regional Headquarters with its long shuttered restaurant out front, past the middle school and the bar without windows, past the plating company and the Kmart, past the gated trailer park and the mini mansions. The staircases in this neighborhood sink into the ground because years ago this was a vast wetland. As each development mounds up dirt to avoid sinking, the older parts of the city become wetlands again. It's like a drawn-out game of King of the Hill unfolding over decades of pushing and shoving. I rode past all of that to get to this patch of wilds, with walnut trees and willows, with goldenrod, daisy fleabane, and New England aster. The signs say built to suit and no trespassing, but I ignore those signs and walk, as many others have, into this alive and open place. In the wetland, old cars are rusting to nothing, their eroding iron creating vibrant orange pools among the layers of black leaves suspended in glassy puddles, slowly decaying. Trees growing out of the rusted ruins of cars remind me that the present moment was once something that was imagined. In the future that was once imagined, the future that is our present moment, progress was God, and everything was separated into manageable and precisely labeled parts. All the untamed thoughts, feelings, and beings were distrusted and controlled or banished. It's the dream that was enacted when the grid was inscribed upon this land to dispossess the Anishinaabe people and carve up the body of this place into parcels of value which could be gifted and sold to the immigrants who had already pledged their allegiance to the same dream, the dream of white landowners who became progressively richer and freed from work and freed from the constraints of earthly existence. That dream that we live in now was maintained and managed over hundreds of years and led us to this now, a now in which our future looks quite uncertain. So here in this endangered wild land within the city, I listen to a present moment that lives just slightly outside of that dream. Right here and now, surrounded by a symphony of insects whirring and chirping. Birds are in a rowdy conversation. The droning of the highway creates a heavy sonic blanket over everything, but the high sing-song voices of children cut through that as they explore this unsanctioned place for life amidst a dying dream. Here in the margins, that dying dream of the future hasn't been maintained. Instead, the agency of other beings who have no use for money or borders or smartphones has been quietly working on another future, one where this place isn't owned. Instead, access is negotiated by listening and noticing.